to Annaml, the ants, continues the Abdullah Yusuf Ali translation of the Quran. In the name of God, most gracious, most merciful, Qasim. These are verses of the recited, a book that makes clear a guide and glad tidings for the believers, and those who establish regular prayers and give in regular charity and also have full assurance of the hereafter. As to those who believe not in the hereafter, we have made their deeds pleasing in their eyes, and so they wander about in distraction. Such are they for whom a grievous penalty is waiting. And in the hereafter theirs will be the greatest loss. As to thee, the recited is bestowed upon thee from the presence of one who is wise and all-knowing. Behold, Moses said to his family, I perceive a fire. Soon will I bring you from there some information, or I will bring you a burning brand to light our fuel, that ye may warm yourselves. But when he came to the fire, a voice was heard, blessed are those in the fire and those around, and glory to God, the Lord of the worlds. O Moses, verily I am God, the exalted in might, the wise. Now do thou throw thy rod. But when he saw it moving of its own accord, as if it had been a snake, he turned back in retreat, and retraced not his steps. O Moses, it was said, fear not, truly in my presence, those called as messengers have no fear. And the word there, yakafu, definitely means fear. But if any have done wrong and have therefore substituted good to take the place of evil, truly I am oft forgiving, most merciful. Now put thy hand into thy bosom, and it will come forth white without stain or harm. These are among the 9 signs thou wilt take to Pharaoh and his people, for they are a people rebellious in transgression. But when our signs came to them, that they should have opened their eyes, they said, this is sorcery manifest, and they rejected those signs in iniquity and arrogance, though their souls were convinced thereof. So see what was the end of those who acted corruptly. We gave, in the past, knowledge to David and Solomon, and they both said, praise be to God, who has favored us above many of his servants who believe. And Solomon was David's heir. He said, O ye people, we have been taught the speech of birds, and on us has been bestowed a little of all things. And this is indeed grace manifest from God. And before Solomon were marshaled his hosts of fire beings and humans and birds, and they were all kept in order and ranks. At length, when they came to a valley of ants, one of the ants said, O ye ants, get into your habitations, lest Solomon and his hosts crush you underfoot without knowing it. So he smiled, amused at its speech, and he said, O my lord, so order me, that I may be grateful for thy favors which thou hast bestowed on me and on my parents, and that I may work the righteousness that will please thee, and admit me by thy grace to the ranks of thy righteous servants. And he took a muster of the birds, and he said, why is it I see not the hoopoe, or is he among the absentees? I will certainly punish him with a severe penalty, or execute him, unless he bring me a clear reason for absence. But the hoopoe tarried not far. He came up and said, I have compassed territory which thou hast not compassed, and I have come to thee from Saba with tidings true. I have found there a woman ruling over them and provided with every requisite, and she has a magnificent throne. I found her and her people worshipping the sun besides God. Satan made their deeds seem pleasing to their eyes, and has kept them away from the path, so they receive no guidance, kept them away from the path, that they should not worship God, who brings to light what is hidden in the heavens and the earth, and knows what ye hide and what ye reveal. God, there is no God but He, Lord of the throne, supreme. Wajantu hawa kamahayas jurunale shamsemin tunelai waziyanala mushaitanu amalam fasadam manesavilefa umnayatadun Yasjudu alladhi yukhrijul khab'a fil samawati wal ardi wa ya'lamu ma tukfuna wa ma tu'linuna. Allahu la ilaha illa huwa rabbul arshil azim. Prostrate facing Mecca, the shortest distance to Mecca, not southeast or something if you're in America. On the 7 points, the forehead, nose, hands, knees, feet. Solomon said, soon shall we see whether thou hast told the truth or lied. Go thou with this letter to them, then draw back from them, and wait to see what answer they return. The queen said, ye chiefs, here is delivered to me a letter worthy of respect. It is from Solomon, and is as follows. In the name of God, most gracious, most merciful, be ye not arrogant against me, but come to me in submission to the true religion. She said, ye chiefs, advise me in this my affair. No affair have I decided except in your presence. And they said, we are endued with strength and given to vehement war, but the command is with thee, so consider what thou wilt command. She said, kings, when they enter a country, despoil it, and make the noblest of its people its meanest, and thus do they behave. But I am going to send him a present, and wait to see what answer return my ambassadors with. Now when the embassy came to Solomon, embassy is in parentheses, the embassy, he said, will ye give me abundance in wealth? But that which God has given me is better than that which he has given you. Nay, it is ye who rejoice in your gift. Go back to them and be sure we shall come to them with such hosts as they will never be able to meet. We shall expel them from there in disgrace, and they will feel humbled. Indeed, he said to his own men, ye chiefs, which of you can bring me your throne before they come to me in submission? Said a powerful jinn, Ifrit. Of the, okay, jinns, okay, let me render the translation over. Said a stalwart of the fire beings, I will bring it to thee before thou rise from thy council. Indeed, I have full strength for the purpose, and may be trusted. Said one who had knowledge of the book, I will bring it to thee within the twinkling of an eye. The twinkling of any eye. Then when Solomon saw it placed firmly before him, he said, This is by the grace of my Lord, to test me whether I am grateful or ungrateful, and if any is grateful, truly his gratitude is a gain for its own soul. But if any is ungrateful, truly my Lord is free of all need, supreme in honor. He said, Transform her throne out of all recognition by her, and let us see whether she is guided to the truth, or is one of those who receive no guidance. So when she arrived, she was asked, Is this thy throne? She said it was just like this, and knowledge was bestowed on us in advance of this, and we have submitted to God in Islam. And he diverted her from the worship of others besides God, for she was sprung of a people that had no faith. She was asked to enter the lofty palace, but when she saw it, she thought it was a lake of water, and she tucked up her skirts, uncovering her legs. He said, This is but a place paved smooth with slabs of glass. She said, O my Lord, I have indeed wronged my soul. I do now submit in Islam with Solomon to the Lord of the worlds. And it is said that one of the glassy substances in Solomon's court was aquamarine. And then he put thick glass over it, and it would look like a bowl of water. We sent aforetime to the Thamud, their brother, Saleh, saying, Serve God. But behold, they became two factions quarreling with each other. He said, O my people, why ask ye to hasten on the evil in preference to the good? If only ye ask God for forgiveness, ye may hope to receive mercy. And they said, Ill omen do we augur from thee, and those that are with thee. He said, Your ill omen is with God, yea, ye are a people under trial. There were in the city 9 men of a family who made mischief in the land, and who would not reform. They said, Swear a mutual oath by God that we shall make a secret attack at night on him and his people, and that we shall then say to his heir, when he seeks vengeance, We were not present at the slaughter of his people, and we are positively telling the truth. And they plotted and planned, but we too planned, even while they perceived it not. Then see what was the end of their plot, and this, that we destroyed them and their people, all of them. Now such were their houses in utter ruin, because they practiced wrongdoing. Verily, in this is a sign for people of knowledge, and we save those who believed and practiced righteousness. We also sent Lot as a messenger. Behold, he said to his people, Do ye do what is shameful, though ye see its iniquity? Would ye really approach men in your lusts rather than women? Nay, ye are a people grossly ignorant. But his people gave no other answer but this. They said, Drive out the followers of Lot from your city. These are indeed men who want to be clean and pure, but we saved him and his family except his wife. Her we destined to be of those who lagged behind, and we rained down on them a shower of brimstone. And evil was their shower on those who were admonished, but he did not. And evil is in the results of evil. Say, Praise be to God, and peace be on his servants, whom he has chosen for his message. For his message, who? It's better God are the false gods they associate with him. Or who has created the heavens and the earth, and who sends down rain from the sky. Yea, with it we cause to grow well-planted orchards full of beauty and delight. It is not in your power to cause the growth of the trees in them. Can there be another God besides God? Nay, they are a people who swerve from justice. Or who has made the earth firm to live in, made rivers in its midst, set thereon mountains immovable, and made a separate bar between the two bodies of flowing water. Can there be another God besides God? Nay, most of them know not, are who listens to the soul distressed when it calls on him, and who relieves its suffering and makes you, humanity, inheritors of the earth. Can there be another God besides God? Little is it that ye heed, are who guides through the depths of the darkness on land and sea, who sends winds as heralds of glad tidings going before his mercy. Can there be another God besides God? High is God above what they associate with him, are who originates creation, then repeats it, and who gives you sustenance from heaven and earth. Can there be another God besides God? Say, bring forth your argument, if ye are telling the truth. Say, none in the heavens or on earth except God knows what is hidden, nor can they perceive what they shall, when they shall be raised up for judgment. Still less can their knowledge comprehend the hereafter, nay, they are in doubt and uncertainty thereat, nay, they are blind thereunto. The unbelievers say, what, when we are become dust, we and our fathers shall we really be raised from the dead? It is true, we were promised this, we and our fathers before us. These are nothing but tales of the ancients. Say, go ye through the earth and see what has been the end of those guilty of sin. But grieve not over them, nor distress thyself because of their plots. And they also say, when will this promise come to pass? Say, if ye are truthful, say, it may be that some of the events which ye wish to hasten on may be close in your pursuit, but verily thy Lord is full of grace to mankind, yet most of them are ungrateful, and verily thy Lord knoweth all that their hearts do hide, as well as all that they reveal. Nor is there aught of the unseen in heaven or earth, but is recorded in a clear record. Verily this recital doth explain to the children of Israel most of the matters in which they disagree, and it certainly is a guide and a mercy to those who believe. Verily thy Lord will decide between them by his decree, and he is exalted in might, all-knowing. So put thy trust in God, for thou art on the path of manifest truth. Truly thou canst not cause the dead to listen, nor canst thou cause the deaf to hear the call, especially when they turn back and retreat, nor canst thou be a guide to the blind, to prevent them from straying. Only those what thou get to listen who believe in our signs, and they will bow in surrender. And when the word is fulfilled against them, the unjust, we shall produce from the earth a beast to face them. He will speak to them, for that mankind did not believe with assurance in our signs. One day we shall gather together from every people a troop of those who reject our signs. They shall be kept in ranks until when they come before the judgment seat of God. They will say, did ye reject my signs, though ye comprehended them not in knowledge? Or what was it ye did? And the word will be fulfilled against them because of their wrongdoing, and they will be unable to speak in plain. See they not that we have made the night for them to rest in, and the day to give them light? Verily in this are signs for any people that believe, and the day that the trumpet will be sounded, then will be smitten with terror those who are in the heavens and those who are on earth, except such as God will please to accept. And all shall come to his presence as beings conscious of their lowliness. Thou seest the mountains and thinkest them firmly fixed, but they shall pass away as the clouds pass away. Such is the artistry of God, who disposes of all things in perfect order, for he is well acquainted with all that ye do. If any do good, good will accrue to them therefrom, and they will be secure from terror that day. And if any do evil, their faces will be thrown headlong into the fire. Do ye receive a reward other than that which ye have earned by your deeds? For me, I have been commanded to serve the Lord of this city, him who has sanctified it, and whom it belongs. All things, and I am commanded to be of those who bow and surrender. Minal Muslimin, to God's will, and to rehearse the recited, and if any accept guidance, they do it for the good of their own souls, and if any stray, say, I'm only a warner, not a mufti, and say, praise be to God, who will soon show you his signs, so that ye shall know them, and thy Lord is not unmindful of all that ye do. And the passage with the God other than God, repeating like that, it reminds me of something in the middle of Job, right? Doesn't it remind you of the book of Job? And not just the children of Israel and the Christians, the people that are connected to remnants are versions of remnants, with interpolations or whatever, spiritual communities that existed before Muhammad and have their descendants now. They're guided by what they know. Those who aren't of religions are guided by what they know. You know, it's to affirm the actual revelations in their full, affirm each other and point towards the latter.